Hi, it's Leslie. I'm talking about the Golden Bachelorette, and boy, have I been excited for this show. I mean, no more swiping, no more going out to bars and stuff. Now, like the older people in their golden years have this new way to find somebody to hook up with. It's called the Golden Bachelorette, and I am here for it. And our first bachelorette would be JOAN, and she is gorgeous. I mean, rockin' body, tall, slim. Little backstory on JOAN. Happily married to the love of her life, has kids, grandkids, all the things, and John died tragically, and I guess she didn't believe it till the end. She claimed she was in denial the whole time that she knew he was sick, so much so that as John is sleeping in one room, she's not even in there with him. She's in another room and kept checking on him, and I guess that one fateful night she went to check on him, and he had passed. But anyway, that brings us to the Golden Bachelorette because she's it. I guess she was on the last Golden Bachelor and had to leave. I didn't watch it. But you know what? Lucky her, she's picked for this one. And she has a great attitude about it all.
I feel that representing all of those people in their golden years is such an honor.
Way to represent JOAN. Anyway, there were 24 guys and they all came with a shtick. All working their little pitch to win over the heart of JOAN. I guess it's important to try to stand out because, you know, you only got that brief moment to make a first impression. And I'm just going to talk about a few of these lovely suitors. And let's first talk about Pascal. He's going to be the spokesperson for the bunch. Right when I heard him speak, very suave and kind of polished with his accent, all I could think of was Dr. Sabat. If anybody saw it, late night commercial, Cindy Crawford, the guy with the melon.
Now, with Meaningful Beauty, you can really access the most sophisticated skincare product.
That's him. The melon that doesn't age, so she's got the skincare cream. Anyway, Dr. Sabat, well, that's Pascal. And then there's Kim. He was a captain, like a man in a suit. Not really. I mean, not a white suit, but all I kept seeing was like Captain Stugan from The Love Boat or Captain Lee from Below Deck. But there he was. He was a captain. And I'm sure the suit is appealing to somebody, but it didn't do anything for me. But there he was, Captain Lee. And then we had Chalk, not Chalk, Chalk, and not Chuck. Brought some chicken noodle soup. I mean, that was his thing. I guess he's a cook. And she promptly tried some. Good for her, because she had to try a lot of these things they brought. But, you know, he was nice. He was nice. And then there was Jordan. And, you know, I guess they made mention that a lot of them seemed to know her. And I go, how do they know her? You know, I didn't know who she was other than the previews and stuff. But I guess they know her because she was on The Golden Bachelor. And I guess she left early because her daughter needed her or something. And I've heard that they get the next year's person from the last year's rejects. You know what I mean? So everyone seemed to know her. So they knew what they were going in for, which is more than she knew, because she's just like hoping, oh, please let there be one decent guy amongst these 24. But anyway, another one that knew of JOAN and thought she was just loved her selflessness. And maybe I'm just speaking for myself if they came across my path. There's some that would just be a hard no right out of the blocks. I know that's terrible to say, and they're all winners, and they all did make it on the show, so they all have something. But some of them I was just like, oof, no, that's a no. And one of those no's would be Gary. He was like a dancing guy, and here's what he had to say.
Beautiful.
You're very shy, aren't you?
I'm that guy, Joe.
You were the guy. You're the life.
Joan is absolutely stunning. I mean, is this really happening right now?
Not to squash your dreams, Gary, but I'm guessing, no, it's really not happening for you. But I might be wrong. So, you know, don't give up hope, Gary. There's a lid for every pot, and you know what? You might be someone's lid. And we heard from Dr. Sabat again. I mean, Pascal. You know, he kind of summed up everybody's thoughts here.
Joan looks absolutely beautiful tonight. Yeah. I mean, you know, she's got it.
Yes, she sure did. So we had some singers and all the things. Everyone kind of came with their best foot forward, you know, trying to be memorable if they weren't stunningly gorgeous. And I didn't really, no one hit me as like, oh my God, he's gorgeous. This guy I thought was cute. He was an ER doctor. I think his name was Guy, and he was 66. I thought he was cute at first. And then there was Charles, very cute black guy, came in with a cane, kind of like acting like he couldn't do anything, and then promptly plopped down and banged out like 10 push-ups or something. A little ingenuity there, so props to Charles. Then there was this guy, David, who came in on a horse. And he didn't seem like a regular horse rider because he wanted to introduce the horse to her, and the horse was gone. And as he's walking up, I'm like, what's with his pants? I kind of...
Be kidding me.
Now that's an entrance.
Princess.
Crazy. Where'd she find herself a horse out there?
I totally missed the horse situation that they would hike up. Like, I was like, couldn't someone have told him when you get off the horse, make sure you pull your pants down because you look like you're wearing floods and you look like an idiot. But I mean, maybe that was just me, but I'm a little hard because, you know, I'm just sitting here. Yeah, there he was. So I didn't like him either. It's just so funny, the whole peanut gallery back there kind of watching as, you know, the next little suitor comes up and gives their pitch and, you know, everyone's so critical. But you know what? 2 seconds ago, loser, you were doing the same thing. So please, you know, hold your critiques, guys, because, you know, it ain't over till it's over. Then there was Keith, 6'5", big, muscly kind of guy. I thought he was cute. We will talk more about him because he was a nice guy. Then there was Mark, 57. He obviously had an in, because I guess his daughter was on The Bachelor or Bachelorette, whatever, and she came out and pitched her dad. So, you know, she knew the producers or something or other. So he got a big pitch and he came out and he was nice. And, you know, I guess she knew the daughter. I guess everybody knows each other in that Bachelor world and stuff. But I was like, okay. And then it's Pascal. Dr. Sabat's turn, gives his little pitch. I guess he's a Frenchman, and we, you know, the accent, all the things. Some girls love that. I thought it was cute, but I just could not get out of my mind Cindy Crawford's dude that with the melon. But, you know, that's my hang up. I don't mean to put that on you. I mean, that was just my problem with him. But he was likable, and he was very, he was likable. But his thing was to kind of let her know, you know, with me, you're going to have a lot of experiences. I got some money. I've done well for myself. So if you want to, you know. So he hits her with this one.
I'm the kind of guy who's very spontaneous. If I said to you, yeah, you know, let's go to Paris for 4 days, boom, you know, we go to Paris. I mean, I have the mean to do whatever I want these days, which I'm very fortunate. So, you know.
Anyway, just to put this in there, I heard this was guy Gil, and they showed him for a minute. They didn't really spotlight him, rightly so, because I guess he's kind of like edited out of the show, because I guess in between the vetting process of selecting him and after filming, before it got on the air, there was a little hubbub with him, something about like arrested for stalking or something. Oh, please. So Gil won't kind of be on the show any more than this initial sighting. Anyway, so all the guys have kind of shuffled by, at least the ones they showed us. And then the host guy, he takes the rose. I'm learning all the deal with this. He takes the rose and walks through all the rooms and places it on the table with the guys around, you know, kind of like, okay, we'll leave it there, which seemed very inconvenient for her to get, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, there it's at. Anyway, so now she has longer meetings with the people, with the guys, and this one guy, Keith, he was like the big 6'5", kind of rugged looking, muscly guy. He seemed very nice. I have to say, he seemed really like, just like a nice guy. And you love hearing if they're single dads, it just melts your heart, all the things. But anyway, they got to play a little of the bag toss and got a little comfortable and all the things.
Life is too short not to
do it.
Yeah, not to have fun or not to experience new things. I'm normally not, quote unquote, a nervous guy.
No, I can see that you're not a nervous person. You're very confident.
I have a lot of fun. I know that. Whether it's confidence or not. It's who I am. Oh, thank you.
Love that hand on her knee as they're sitting there chit-chatting. And then, if I remember correctly, at one point she said, "Excuse me," and hops up, and then has to hightail it through all the rooms and promptly gets to that last room and picks up the rose. And they're like, "No, don't get up." She's like, "Good, you can stay there." Bolts back to Keith and hands him the first impression rose. And I was like, oh, and he was so nice. He was so nice. You know, they were chummy, and he got a little hug and a kiss from that little rose.
And you just made me feel safe. You have this calm voice, and you're just like this big teddy bear kind of guy. I don't know, it just felt like good to me. It felt easy. It made me feel really easy. And will you accept this rose?
I would love to accept it.
This is the first
Oh my gosh.
Golden Bachelorette rose. It's right here.
This is so cool. You're so sweet.
Oh, thank you.
You know, all these guys are so friendly, but you know what? It's a competition, people. You know it's going to get cutthroat later when one starts to pull ahead. But right now, they're all chummy. Everyone's like, you know, in the same position until Keith got that first rose. And he kind of comes back in and they're like, oh, gets a little golf clap from the crew. And they were like, oh, he's our competition. Oof. And now we're down to the thing I've always heard about. It's the rose ceremony. So It's kind of like musical chairs, you know, like the cake, and then they pull the chair away, and if you don't have a chair to sit down in, you gotta go. It's kind of like that, only with roses instead of chairs. Anyway, Joan gives the big speech. Oh, you're all a winner and all that kind of hubbub, basically to say, you know, you're not all going to be a winner. There's going to be losers here, and I just wasn't feeling it, and you got to leave. But she gives the big speech to try to, you know, smooth it over a little for all the, how upset can you be? You've been there for what, you met her for 5 minutes? I mean, maybe you knew her from, come on, get over it. It's not that upsetting. It's upsetting because you're on national TV and you lost first round, but other than that. And I personally feel like they're saying, okay, I can't remember how many had to go. But I don't think she's picking the ones so much that she wants. I mean, maybe one, maybe Keith or whatever. She's like, I want him. And then I think how you do it is you pick the ones you don't want. Because I think you know that right off the top of your head. You'd be like, oh yeah, that one, no. That guy that looked like he was wearing a toupee, no. The guy with the floods, no. Like, I think you just eliminate the ones right off the top, and then you just kind of take all the others, you know, and work with it. But it was just funny for me. Like, she's like, oh, you know, John or whatever, come down. Will you accept this rose? He's like, excuse me, as he hops on down. The other people are like, you know, it's just like, and they're all, it's going to get ugly and it's going to get bitter. But I'm here for it. I haven't watched this show in a million years. So excited. And of course, a little drama. She got upset through the middle, had to leave and collect herself. I mean, you know these people for all of 10 minutes. You can't be getting upset. Oh, come on. It's just a show. Anyway, she comes back, finishes handing out her roses and all the things. And so basically you got this whole line. And the guy says, you know, as if they don't know. If you don't have a rose, basically, that's it for you. And then they have the picture, like all the winners and then the losers. And then the losers get to say goodbye. And it's like, exit left, guys. Hop to it, you know, see ya. I don't know. I have no predictions because no one really stood out. I liked that doctor initially, but then he just seemed like a dweeb later on. I mean, I guess I like the guy that she gave the first rose to, but you know what? It's not my decision. It's Joan's, so I'm here for it. And anyway, I follow this nonsense every week, so if you want to follow along, please subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I will see you next week. Bye.